Then, Sabin sat down. He was looking for a game. And all of a sudden, whack, Moose comes in, just starts whooping Chris Sabin all around Swingers Palace. And he tells Sabin, hey, if you want me at Slammiversary, you got me. And you're going to find out why I'm the wrestling god. Okay. What do you think about this?
They're forcing this Moose. This Moose was like, it's like watching Scream 4 and they're out of potential killers. So it's like, well, it's the guy from the first scene that you remember. He's the next door neighbor of the guy that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when Sabin attacked Moose, and I saw this all over Twitter. Like, why is he attacking Moose? And shouts out to Miguel. He showed me this screenshot. He responded to Impact's tweet saying, why do they have problems? And Impact responded to the tweet and said, well, Moose took out his tag team partner, James Storm, and he didn't take him out, but he prevented him from being in the number one contenders match. And then he injured Chris Sabin during the match. Like, dude, it was so like,
right.
I don't even remember that, dude.
No.
They did a horrible job of dropping any kind of seeds to even make us remember that.
Right.
It was to the point I forgot Chris Sabin was in the company. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, and he came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I forgot he was like, why is he attacking Moose? Like, it was so it's so fucking forced. I think it's gonna be a fun match. Like it just super forced me. But going back to what you said, like this was really well done. The way they were like, they're out on a super secret thing. Now, it didn't match the timeline of the show at all, because if you're showing footage, it should have been recorded hours ago. If the police just showed up, those guys should have still been back at Swingers Palace. Like, there's no reason. They had nowhere to be.
Right. Yeah,
so the timeline was a little off. But no, dude, I hate Swingers Palace, but it was cool that
the matchmaking is the matchmaking device. It is what it is.
Oh my lord!
All right, so we saw Chris Bay backstage with Gia Miller, and he says, "Hey, she's like, hey, looks like you finally picked a side in the X Division war that's going on." And Chris Bay's like, "Yeah, I picked a side. Doesn't mean I'm friends with Trey. Doesn't mean I'm friends with Petey. Doesn't mean I'm friends with Josh. It means I picked a side. I picked my side, and they just happen to be standing on it." So I like that Chris Bay appears to be the star of this X Division war that's going on right now. Yeah. I don't like that Josh Alexander is not the star of this X Division war that's going on right now. I mean, he just got the title, and he just said he's going to be the king of the mountain until the title comes back, and now he's just not even the feature player. Listen, I saw this happen years ago with Roman Reigns. When they split up the Shield and Roman was, still supposed to be the star, they did things where these guys were still kind of working together. But for whatever reason, the chemistry between Roman Reigns and Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose at the time, was that when they were together, Roman deferred to Moxley. And so whenever you would see Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in the same segment, Dean Ambrose was the star of the segment.
Yeah.
And that wasn't good for Roman Reigns, because Roman was supposed to be the star, And so, for whatever reason, the way this feud is working out, like, Josh Alexander is not a talker. He's not a personality guy. Chris Bay is a swag god. Like, Chris Bay, he oozes cool. You know what I mean? Like, whoever he is off camera is whatever, but when he's on camera, he's Chris Bay, the ultimate finesser. He's the thing to see. You know what I mean? Like, the whatever he's doing, he's gonna be, the thing you remember out of the segments that he's in. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to get Josh Alexander away from him. You know what I mean? Because Chris Bay is dimming the star of this guy who you should be making the star. And it's tough for me to say that, because I think Chris Bay is a super duper star. Right. But I think they should be doing this in a way where Chris Bay and Josh Alexander are kept separate until it's time for them to collide, and then you have a big match feel. You know what I mean? But throwing everybody into the Ultimate X and in this feud where you're highlighting what side is Chris Bay choosing, it should be what side is Josh Alexander choosing. Absolutely. Because he's the star. He's the X Division title holder.
I was so concerned they were trying to flip Chris Bay into a babyface here. Like when he started talking, I was trying to hit record because the music was playing during his interview, or fast forward, but I don't know. I kept hitting fast forward. It wasn't moving. I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch the damn segment. So I was really worried that he was going to do some kind of babyface flip. I'm going to put you on a spot and ask you a question here. Hopefully you understand where I'm going with it. If you think of the AEW TNT title, and I'm tying this to the X Division title, because we know they want the X Division title to be like on par with the world title. How did they get the TNT title? The TNT title is damn near on par with their world title. But if it's not, it's very important. How did they get it there? Like, well,
they put it on Cody.
Darby Allin's run, for instance. Placement of the show.
I'm not a Darby Allin guy. This can be a separate conversation, but I'm not a Darby Allin guy. They elevated the TNT title by putting it on Cody. Cody is one of the stars of the show. This is one thing AEW has done great that I keep saying that Impact needs to do that they're not doing. AEW came in with Cody, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Page, and then they added in Jon Moxley later. But those guys are the core of their show, right? Then you add in Chris Jericho and MJF, right? But these guys are the core of their product, and everything is built around those 6-7 acts that I just named. Okay, it is, and I always come back to this. Where's our guys? Where's the guys that Impact fans can be like, yo, that's an Impact guy. You can say what you want, but they did the thing in Impact Wrestling, and their Impact catalog is better than their catalog anywhere else. And these guys are going to forever be Impact guys to me, right? AEW has done that with those guys I named, right? Like we all know it's Hangman Page's turn to be AEW champion, right? Like because he's part of that clique. Part of that group of guys that we knew the company was going to build around. Same thing. So with Cody being a part of that, right? Him having the AEW, the TNT championship, that boom, put it on top level right away. Because we know that Cody would be AEW champion were it not for that concession that he made that he wouldn't be the champion. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made that's what put the TNT title on par with the world title.
And you're right about that. Everything you said is exactly correct. But I'm going to take it back to Darby Allin's run and how he maintained it. By the way, I saw Darby Allin in real life the other day. I went to a wrestling convention. I thought he was someone I thought it was a child cosplaying as him. He is little. I mean, he's little on TV, but he's little. Like
I can tell that from television, and I'm like, that's what. Look, man, like, I people think I'm just being a hater when I say this. Like, bro, you can't be out here main eventing with Darby Allin. I'm sorry, you can't. You just can't.
But he did. Yo, that's my point.
Imagine getting beat up by Darby Allin.
Yeah. Not happening.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, come on, man. Imagine getting beat up by Darby Allin. Imagine getting beat up by the Young Bucks. You know, imagine getting beat up by Adam Cole. Like, listen, right. This is wrestling. I get it. It's wrestling and it's entertainment and we watch it, but you can only suspend your disbelief so much. Darby Allin weighs 114 pounds. That coffin drop can't hurt. It can't. Maybe you did it from the top of the damn Empire State Building, but brother, it doesn't hurt. My 3-year-old, now he doesn't weigh as much as Darby Allin, but I'm saying he's more compact. But still, I mean, I'm just saying, like, we got off topic, but Darby Allin is not a main event attraction, right, not even close.
But he did main event the show. That's my point. And he kept the TNT, even though I don't like him, you don't like him. He kept that title hot. He main evented every week, and Miro now is still main eventing the fucking show. So that is my point.
So the title should be main eventing the show. That's what you're saying.
Yes, we don't have a world title on the show. Why isn't Josh Alexander main eventing the show?
You are dead right about that.
You
You're
know,
damn right about that. The
and
X Division title should be main evented. You are 100% right about that. The X Division title should be main eventing Impact every week, or every time that is defended, it should be main eventing the show. You ain't got no damn world title, Impact. Damn. Well, I mean, they do try Kenny Omega out there. They treat Kenny Omega like a good world champion, I would say. Because a good way
yeah,
you treat a world champion is he should appear, he should be seen, but you got to pay to see him wrestle. You know what
right,
I mean? Like, I think
yeah.
that's the right way to do a world champion. And he has been appearing. But
That's
you're
how Hulk
right.
Hogan
If
was.
he's not going to be wrestling, then you need to put that X Division championship in the main event slot. And if you're not going to have an actual X Division championship match in the main event slot, have the champion appearing, in your A segment or at least your B segment. That X Division program is buried somewhere in the middle of the show. You are 100% right about that. The X Division title needs to be main eventing Impact. And if it's not, then it needs to be close to it. You're right. They are completely blowing that.
Right, because they just came out saying we want this to be, we want to get it up there. Like, dude, that's a pretty damn good way to do it. And then you could actually eventually lead to Kenny saying, okay, well, I want to go title versus for the X Division title, and then Josh wins the damn fucking belt, and it all makes sense, and the title comes back home. So,
You've been listening in your absence.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not going to get into the sidebar right now because
yeah. Let's not do that.
listen, I'm hoping this is part of a grander plan, but we'll see.